Hey YouTubers, a Working Man's Pride here today, and I thought that this would be a perfect demonstration for a video. Now, what the issue with this Yard Machines by MTD lawn tractor is the mounting bolts that hold the engine onto the frame are loose, and I just put my International Cub Cadet back there where this was parked, started it up, and when I cut the machine off, the whole chassis would shake with the winding down of the engine, and I thought that's not normal, and it sounded like something was kind of almost like it's got a rod knock. And so I cut the engine on. I rocked the engine first, didn't see anything, so I cut the key on and cut it off after I had it started up for just a second. And right here, I know this one for sure is loose because I seen this rock back and forth from the frame. And if you look very closely, where the oil seeps out, common on every Briggs, you can see where that dirt and oil buildup, it's got that crack right there. That thing has vibrated and broke through its little oil / dirt. That's another telltale sign that excessive vibration. And there's only 4 of these. Now, this could be the cause of your engine vibrating excessively when you have it up at high RPMs or when you're winding it down. It will shake, and you'll be able to tell that it doesn't seem normal. So under here we got one over here, another right there, and back to the side that I originally started with. We've got one there, which is the one I did see move, and then one over here near your oil drain plug. Now, I'm not saying that this is going to fix your engine knocking. Now, I have another engine that I was tearing into, and it sounded like it had a rod knock. And when I pulled the engine off the frame, where the engine mounts to the frame, it was bare metal, and it looked like it had been hammering itself up and down on the frame. And when I went to tear the sump cover off to check, my camshaft and stuff in this old engine, I had seen a hairline crack that actually was where one of the screws in to hold your oil pan / sump cover on, and I almost didn't notice it. So I took it to my local lawnmower shop and asked them what to do, and they suggested, Miracle Weld. It's like a putty, strong as steel. They use it to patch holes in blocks, and it's good stuff, but it was a hairline crack. I thought I was going to have to get a whole new engine block or a whole new engine, because a new engine block, if they still make them for your model, cost you a couple $100 from Briggs. You can find a good used one, but who knows when you buy if it's going to have the same issue. So it's very important to make sure those bolts are tight, because it caused a hairline crack, and it could have just grew and grew, and that's not good. Now, I'm not saying I know for sure that's what caused it, but I have a pretty good idea, since it sounded like it had a rod knock, and the frame showed damage where the metal has been hammered down, and it wasn't flush with the rest of the metal on the frame. That's pretty bad. So you just drop your deck on here, like on this specific one. You've got one over there, if you see it right there, my finger, and then where's the other one? On the other side of this pulley. You just look at the engine sump and then go up under there and check for them. Put your finger on here, loosen it, and if it's turning, you got the right bolt. If it ain't turning when you're loosening or tightening that bolt, then you're messing with the wrong one. So I'm going to demonstrate what it's doing. Hopefully it'll cooperate with me, and you can see how it's moving. Did it move? If you look closely, at that footage right there, you can see it moving back and forth very slightly. So pay attention, rewind it, and look very closely at where it touches the frame, right where that crack's at. You can see it move back and forth very slightly. If you didn't see it, oh well, but I did, and I know they're loose because I've had this problem. It's a common problem. My suggestion is you tighten those suckers as soon as possible before you do anything. I didn't even want to do this just to show you a video, but I think it's going to help a lot of people. Now, this is a pretty universal bolt for all. I matched up a push mower engine mounting bolt from the deck because I knew that the bolt's head size was going to be the same on a riding mower or a push mower. That way I didn't have to make 500 trips back to my workshop. So it's a 14 millimeter